I worried constantly about everything. My brain was filled with what ifs. What if something happens because I forgot to do something or if I did something wrong? That's all that I could think about. And so I worried about that I had left the stove on, was going to burn the house down. I worried that I had lit a candle and was going to burn the house down. I worried that I was going to cook food for someone and somehow contaminate it without my knowledge. And I worried about hitting people with my car. So I developed a little mantra that I would say to myself that would help me feel better, and it was
anal retentive. Adjective. 1. Freudian psychology, preoccupied with achieving order and control and with collecting, possessing, and retaining objects. 2. By extension, overly obsessive concerning small details.
So why did this happen to me? Well, doctors aren't so sure they know why OCD comes about. They think it's a combination of genetics and brain chemistry. But luckily for me, they do know how to treat it. It's an illness, and I got treatment, and through the combination of medication and something called cognitive behavioral therapy, I live a pretty normal life. I can deal with the anxiety, I know when the OCD is happening, and I'm pretty normal. But people like Tom Cruise think it's okay to judge others because they make treatment choices for mental illness, and that causes the rest of us to feel ashamed. And nobody should feel ashamed for having a mental illness.
You stand back and literally your own face. I will you up. I will massacre you.
Heavy smoke could be seen, smelt, and for those with pulmonary diseases, felt inside their chest multiple times over the last 2 weeks as 2 different waves of this haze made their way through Minnesota.
Today's a little bit different in that there's a high pressure system that's sitting over western Minnesota. It's basically all that smoke that has come south from Canada has been trapped by that high pressure system. So we're getting a double whammy today of the smoke both entering the state from the north and also the smoke kind of just pooling and recycling from the west from last week.
The smoke coming into Minnesota will most likely continue. People wondering what they can do to help got a simple but unfortunate answer.
Secondhand smoke gets into my apartment unit around every crack of the door. It also comes through the vent in the bathroom. I've noticed it smelling in the towels in the bathroom.
It seems that it comes through the windows, the vents, and the doors. And basically, if I'm in bed, I can smell it like it coming through my bedroom window. And then sometimes it feels like someone is there actually smoking in the room.
It got in everywhere. I would say, like if I was in the kitchen, it would come in, I guess, through the walls, under the sink.
Thank God I had good health insurance because I was able to get help. I went to see a therapist who then referred me to a psychologist who finally diagnosed my OCD. And she gave me this book, and it was like the clouds parted and the angels sang because it described exactly what I felt. It was me in that book. And then I knew my mental illness was normal. No oven, no stove, no coffee maker, no iron, no curling iron, no candles. The problem is that I couldn't say it to myself just once. I had to say it over and over and over again, but my brain did not believe that it was true. And my poor family got to listen to me call them 5 times a day, crying to reassure me that everything was fine. I was not going to burn my house down. I hadn't left a candle lit, as when I hadn't actually not lit any candles at all. So the problem with OCD is that you know you're crazy. You know all this stuff that's going on in your head is not reality, but you cannot make it stop. So there you have it. I'm perfectly normal, and I have a perfectly normal mental illness.
It's a spiritual battle, a warfare between good and evil.